I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
Hi guys, Amy here, and today I'm going to do my 18 and pregnant story. So basically I found out I was pregnant with my second baby in January 2020. I was seeing someone not so long ago. I was like literally only with them like a few weeks and I felt pregnant. We're not together now, but like I'm not going to get into stuff like that because it's none of my business what he wants to do and what I want to do. So basically I found out in January. The hospital, I was doing the tests because I had tests here left over from Jaden and his sister at the time. We were like messing around with tests and stuff like that. We're just like, yeah, let's have a look and all. And I was doing them at my own house though, and then one day I woke up and I done a test and I saw a faint line and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, so I saw the line on the test and I was like, oh my god. But it was very faint and a doctor wouldn't have been able to confirm it at the time, but we were together at the time, so I was telling him like, oh my god, I'm pregnant and stuff like that. And he couldn't even see the test or the line on the test, so basically kept testing. Then I went to the hospital like 2 days after because the medication I'm on for my dystonia, I can't be on that if I was pregnant. So I had to like literally get off. Yeah, so when I went to the hospital, they kind of gave me a cheeky remark and said like, oh, go focus on your son that you have and because you're not pregnant. And I was like, there's a test right there and it's positive. And I actually think I remember the day before going to the doctor and he was like, no, we're going to send you for bloods. There's no line on that test. I was like, there is a line, and I could see it. And I was like, it's going to be their fault if that happens because like my medication. Like, so even the doctor said I wasn't pregnant and he was going to send me for bloods. So I went back to the hospital and I was like, okay. So after that I kind of left it. Done more tests, done a digital actually, a few weeks, like a few days passed, and then that came up 1 to 2 weeks, so I was pregnant, So the day I done that digital test, we went back to the hospital and they were like, yeah, you're pregnant. I'm so lucky it wasn't the doctor that was like giving me smart remarks because oh my god, she was really rude, like, and she just came, the other girl that done the test just went in with my urine sample and went into the room and done the test and then popped her head back out into the waiting room and go, yeah, it's positive. I was like, okay, do we go in or do we leave? And I suppose we just left and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have another baby. And at this time I was only 17 still. But all my family kind of knew I was going to the hospital and stuff like that because the medication that I'm on, they know. I was like, I can't take that medication anymore. And so basically it was out before I wanted it to be out, but they're very supportive. So after that I went for a scan and I think it was on the 25th of January and they could only see the sac but they couldn't see the baby in it. And that's when they said I had like a tilted womb, so like it was very hard for them to, like, the baby was so up. It's hard to explain, but yeah. My boyfriend at the time, the baby's dad, came with me, but not long after that we had a falling out. So at my 7-week scan in the clinic I had to go by myself and I found out that my cervix was short and it could cause preterm labour. So they basically told me that's the reason my son was early. He was born at 30 weeks. And they wanted to monitor me, so every 2 weeks I would go back. So they thought I'd need a surgery in my cervix if it didn't improve. Obviously it did improve and I don't need that surgery anymore, but I'm on a certain medication that just like helps thicken the cervix. So anyway, me and the baby's dad, we were back in good terms and he came to the 8-week scan with me And it was like amazing seeing the little baby. Like, it was like, oh my god, it's a baby in there. So yeah, I went back at 12 weeks to the clinic. I think it was 12 weeks, yeah. And this time, me and the baby's dad, like, we're not on talking terms. We're just not together, and I won't put the business out there for anyone. So yeah, I went by myself. Everything was good. Then at 16 weeks, I went for a private gender scan. And I was convinced, and I mean convinced, this baby was a girl. And it's a little boy. But I don't mind. I'm like over the moon because Jaden gets to be a big brother to a little baby boy. Like, and I'm like so excited. I'm excited about is dressing them the same. Like, oh my god, twins or what? But anyway, 16 weeks, so 17. My next scan is on Wednesday, my anatomy scan. So that's when they check the chambers of the heart, everything like that. I'm so nervous because with COVID-19, no one can come with you. You have to go by yourself, and I am terrified because I didn't go by myself on Jaden, and I have to go by myself on this baby. But I'm trying to reassure myself that everything's going to be okay. I'm just really nervous, and then I'm back in the clinic on the 18th of May. Like, it's not like I had anyone in the first place to go with me for the scan, but I do have friends, and the ones that I have are so supportive, and I couldn't thank them like enough. So again, they will be checking my cervix because I'm on that medication, and they're gonna let me know if anything has changed. Hopefully, going back there now, like, hopefully cervix is okay, baby isn't coming early or anything like that, because they just want to make sure that this baby stays in and stays to full term. So, main question I have been getting asked, and I feel like telling people to mind their own business, but I know it needs to be answered, is this baby going into care, or what's going to happen? Okay, because my first one is in care due to my disability. This baby has a social worker, and I've been on to my social worker. We're looking at a mother and baby unit. It's where I'll get supports that I need, that I can't get at home because my dad works full time and I have no one else to help me with the baby. So when I'm 24 weeks, which is in 5 weeks, so hopefully lockdown will be lifted, we're all going to come together. So it'll be me, my dad, social worker from Hollis Street, you name it. People, we're all going to come together, have a big meeting, decide what's going to be the best thing to do. They really want to keep me with my baby. I have a lot more legal supports now on my end because of my first son being in care. I have a court, people, solicitors. So, like, I'm really hopeful that I will get a place. Like, the place is there, but it's a matter of the social worker making that referral, and she won't make that referral until everyone's in agreement for me going obviously there. It's not going to change anything with my first son because it's a completely different pregnancy. It's a completely different situation. Well, not a completely different situation, but it's a completely different thing if we have to go to court against it, and stuff like that. But I read online that you get your own support worker, and I'm confident that they can help me get my first son back, because I deserve a chance to be a mother, because I have a disability, like, it doesn't make me any less of a mother. So, mark my words right now, I don't know what is going to happen with this baby until I'm 24 weeks. But let me tell you, I will document everything, because when I was 16, I was vulnerable. I didn't know what I was doing. I never documented anything. I don't understand why my son is in care. But with this pregnancy, I'm going to document everything. If they come to try to take my baby from the hospital, I will video it. I'll video anything. So that is basically all I have. But as I said, I'm going to document everything. I'm not going to let them walk all over me this time. I may have done it when I was 16 because I thought it was the best decision, but no. They have like documents from me, and the documents haven't been updated. So yeah, I mean, like, they want another team to assess me with the baby, and they're going to be at that meeting, and you know what, I'm going to turn around and say, you haven't bothered to come out and assess me with my son, so why are you at this meeting? Mark my words, I am going to get my first son back. I'm going to keep this baby because I know my ins and outs now. I know what needs to be done. And look, we have the meeting. I'll update you if I'm going to the mother and baby. If they decide that no, you're not going, well then it's going to be a battle in court, because I ain't giving up. Every mother deserves a chance, and I haven't got my chance. So I will let you all know what happens. I'll give you bump dates, and I'll do like as much as I can to let you know. But there's more people speaking about parent alienation. It's a long word, but there's more people speaking out about them social workers and how bad they can be to families, and that's what we need, because the more people that stay silent, like, how are we supposed to take down this if we can't, like, if we're staying silent? You know, the truth needs to be out there. They did take my son for no apparent reason other than I have a disability, and they said that I would need 24-hour care, and that was not there. But I ain't stopping, and I ain't, just because I'm pregnant now, it doesn't mean I'm giving up on my first son. I am still here, I am still fighting. Just because I don't show it all the time, trust me, behind the scenes stuff goes on. So it's awful what they're doing. I don't know how they get away with it. I don't. But anyway, I'll let you know, because the mother and baby unit have sent out a referral letter. So we're just waiting for that social worker to fill it in and send it back and say, yeah. So that's really it. I'm going to give you I'll show you my bump now.